back on my business, I'm back on my grind. I won't let it slip, I won't let it slide. I'm back on the mission to try to keep fixing and omitting all of these demons inside. I'm back on the love, I'm back on the trust. I'm rising above, I'm not giving up. I'm pulling myself up and out of this rut, cause I'm back with a vengeance and packing the punch. I know the way I'm living ain't been right for my soul. So please, Lord, won't you help me? The flames are closer than ever, feels like I'm melting. I got some. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to try to record this video. I've attempted it 100 times. I've been very depressed over the last few months. There it is. Great way to start the video, right? Happy Monday, everybody. And I know what you guys are thinking. There is no chance this guy is getting on here again with another one of these videos talking about depression, talking about this, and this, how things are going to change, and then he's just going to make another one of these videos in 6 months and clickbait everybody again. Complain. And I get it. But this time, it's different. I'm not complaining. I actually want to tell you all a story, and maybe it can help fix your thought process like it's helped fix mine. Because I've never felt better in my entire life than I do right now. And it's come after a moment where I've never felt worse. And it's truly a beautiful thing. I realize a lot of people are probably going to leave after this, but that's okay. So let me back it up here. Late August, early September, it hit me like a ton of bricks, man. And I don't know what it was. Everybody's got seasonal depression. Usually Septembers are pretty rough on me. I've made a song about it, but I've got a lot of death and tragedy associated with September in my lifetime. So when that time of year rolls around, there's like this cloud that rolls in with September. And I can usually just get past it. I can just look at my wife and be like, oh, I'm married to that. I'm fine. I'm chilling. But this year, again, it was just this very dark and twisted thing that rolled in and latched a hold of my brain and my heart and was tearing me apart and just sucking the life out of me. And it was to the point where I would wake up in the morning and the first thing I do was this. I would literally pretend to shoot myself. And I would just think, maybe if I pretend to shoot myself, I can kill whatever this thought is in my brain. And what kind of thought process is that for a human being? Why was I thinking like that? And I just couldn't shake this feeling of, you need to be gone. Plain and simple. The world would be 10 times better off without you. Your wife could definitely find somebody hotter than you, but she wouldn't have to deal with all your emotional trauma. She wouldn't have to deal with you complaining about, oh, my video sucked today. People don't like me today. This song's not doing well. She wouldn't have to deal with any of that anymore. Your mom wouldn't have to deal with that. Your fans wouldn't have to deal with you talking about this crap. People on the internet that randomly see you and hear you rap won't have to deal with encountering your dumb face anymore. That was my thought process. Just generally the entire world would be better off if Cord was no longer around. And it was a terrible place to be in. And I hope nobody ever gets to experience being in that thought process. Because it's a dark, lonely place despite people that actually love you trying to pull you out of it. I mean, my wife was absolutely there for me the whole time and was offering all sorts of solutions. We talked about getting on antidepressant medication, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I need to figure this out. And I just didn't want to feel weak. I didn't want to feel weak that my brain, I can't control my own emotions anymore. And the older I got, it's like, is this what's going to happen the rest of my life? Am I going to have to rely on medication to just be a normal person? And I think that's when it hit me. It's like, I'm not living how I'm supposed to live. I've become so far astray from the true purpose of my life that's why I feel so dark, is because I had grown so far apart from my faith that it was like my whole life had been a shell, And this is the part where I'm going to lose a lot of people. And because I put out a post last night on my community page briefly talking about this, and I think I woke up and lost over 1,200 subscribers, which my heart breaks for you guys because I feel like it could genuinely help you. And I'm not trying to be Bible thumping preachy, because that stuff never worked on me either. It never worked to convict me as a Christian. But I got closer to my faith. That's what helped fix me. And I don't know why it just overwhelmed me, but that's what it was. I realized I hadn't really been praying anymore. I hadn't had any conversations with God in a very long time. I had been swearing a ton. I had been very vindictive. I hated a lot of people for no reason. I had been looking up addresses of people on the internet that made bad videos about me to go find them and try to hurt them. That's to the point where I was. And that's a terrible mind state. That is not where I need to be. And weirdly enough, there's a Netflix, or not Netflix, there's an Amazon show called The Chosen. And I just been like doom scrolling through TikTok and everything. And I randomly saw one day, and I realized, like, as soon as I saw religion or Jesus pop up, I immediately swiped. I was like, ah. And I was like, yo, what the heck? Why did you do that? And I was like, yo, why did I do that? And so I went back and watched it, and it was just like a 30-second little montage of little episodes from The Chosen, and Jesus was like kind of sarcastic. And I was like, oh, that's a little different. I kind of like that. And I kept scrolling a little bit more, and religion popped up again, and I immediately scrolled, and I was like, okay, we got to fix that. There's something wrong where the second that you see something about religion, the second you see something about Jesus, that you immediately scroll past it. You don't want to watch it. And so I forced myself to sit there and watch it. And again, it was just another little montage. And then I would scroll a little bit more, and I'd see another one, and I was like, okay, watch it. And it just started putting my heart at ease. It's like, okay, maybe this is kind of something that's helping me. And next thing I know, I'm watching hour-long sermons. I'm watching more clips from The Chosen. I'm watching clips from the Passion of the Christ. I'm researching Bible verses. Like man, I forgot all this information. I've grown up Christian. I got baptized when I was 12, and like I've always been a Christian. I've always believed, but I've just been so far astray that a lot of you guys didn't even know that, and that says more about how I was living my life and how I was portraying myself on the internet, that you guys didn't know that, because it is the most important part of my life. And I hadn't made it I hadn't even put it in my top 10 for the majority of my career. You know, you may have heard me rap about God a handful of times, but I just never really acknowledged it, because the internet, it kind of wasn't a place, and kind of still isn't a place to talk about that kind of stuff, because it's a very sinful place. And that's just, again, that's when it all clicked. That is when it hit me so hard that you have to get closer to your faith. And so, again, I've just been researching all sorts of Bible verses. I've watched the whole first season of The Chosen, and like, that's all I want to do is just sit there and watch more and more and more, and learn about the miracles that Jesus did, and learn about how Jesus lived his life, and learn more about the crucifixion, and just spread the word out to people. And if I get to the point where I lose every subscriber that I've got because I'm on here talking about my faith, then that's fine. That means that I've served my purpose on the internet, and that there's a new direction in life that I'm supposed to go in. But if even one person watches this and is like, you know what, I should give it a try. Maybe I should pick up the Bible one time. Maybe I should go watch The Chosen. I would recommend that, honestly, because, again, I'm not a big guy on like somebody getting on here being all positive and be like, Jesus saves your life. Just listen to him. Like, that stuff never worked on me. But when I watched this show, there's just something that connected and allowed me to do my own thoughts, and allowed me to do my own research and form my own ideas around the situation. It's like, man, this is amazing. And another thing that happened was, like, I learned more about the crucifixion. So my whole life, I had always known Jesus died on the cross for our sins. That was the gist. But I never really thought about the torture that he went through when doing that. And here's the thing, is if you're not Christian, you're not religious at all, you don't believe in God, that's fine. There's still no denying the fact that Jesus still did this, that he still died on the cross and suffered on the cross for you. Even if you don't believe in him, he still did it. And there's just something powerful about that. That he still did it for people that might not ever even believe in him. That might be so far astray that he's still giving you a chance. And that is absolutely beautiful. And just the torture that he went through is insane. And I recommend you guys, again, doing your own research on it. You can sit here and listen to me talk about it. I'm very fresh in all this, and I'm still doing as much research and reading and learning as possible, where I want to make it my whole life at this point. And don't worry, I'm not going to, get on here and make all sorts of Bible videos. I'm not going to become a Christian rapper where I'm like rapping about God, because again, that kind of stuff didn't work for me either. I'm still going to rap about my faith and rap about how God is helping me, but I'm still going to make bangers. Like, I'm still going to make fun songs that everybody can listen to, that I want to listen to. But yeah, I mean, I'm done swearing. I'm done being lustful. I'm done any of that stuff. And it's all because of this. And so there's the story. Go watch The Chosen. Go read the Bible. Just try for me. Even if you're not a Christian, even if you hate the idea of religion, but you're a fan of me, just try to get closer. Just get in a room by yourself, talk with God, or just talk in general. Just talk out loud. And I think it could help. I really do think it could help. But that's it. That's this video today, is to let you guys know that God is absolutely real, and it can help. It can absolutely help to try to get closer to him. So, love you guys. And if I wake up tomorrow, or if I get on the internet tomorrow and I'm down to like 700,000 subscribers, so be it. At least those 600,000 people that watched the video and left because I'm a Christian got to hear about the gospel for just a little bit. But that's it for this one. Love y'all. I will be making some more reaction videos and everything like that. I'm posting a lot of shorts of my music. I'm trying not to post any of my music that swears. That's another thing, that's a part of my life that, I'm not going to delete all the old songs or anything, because that's still a moment in my life that is nice to look back on and see the growth and the reflection. But I'm definitely not swearing anymore in my music. I'm all but cut out swearing in my normal everyday life. I'm literally trying to just live the life that I'm supposed to live now. And I hope that you guys can appreciate that from one human to another, how much it has helped me mentally being in this space. So, yeah. Love you guys. New song next Friday. It's called My Soul. And again, I'm not going to be like a Christian rapper, because that stuff didn't kind of work for me either. And I love singing hymns and stuff like that. And that's a great way to worship and express your faith. But I'm just not big on Christian rap. But I will be talking about my faith. So get used to it if you want to. But if you don't, that's fine. Love y'all. See you in the next video.
I'm back on the love, I'm back on the trust, I'm rising above, I'm not giving up, my God is pulling me up out of this right now, back with the vintage and packing the porch light. I know, the way I'm living ain't been right for my soul, so please, Lord.